Let's talk welding helmets. Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Eric with Beginners Fab again. I wanted to bring you another episode featuring my Lincoln Viking 3350 helmet. It's not a review on how well it works because I have yet to use it still. As you can probably tell, it's in perfect condition. It's beautiful. But I did think about a few reasons that I chose to purchase this helmet that I did not mention in the unpackaging or the unboxing of it. So I want to go over those now because I think they're pretty substantial reasons that may be important for you as well. Now, if you know, I am a very value or budget or cheap fabricator with the tools I use and the quality of stuff that I use sometimes. A lot of that is based on where I live in Chile, but I know that sometimes I get the reputation maybe of being cheap, but the fact is I'm not cheap. I do buy quality stuff. I just buy within my budget, and I also look for value. Prime example of that is that, on some of my stuff I've used cartridge joints that I imported from the States that were a couple $100 for 3 joints. So was that cheap? No, but at the moment they were the value that I needed for the project I was doing. This helmet is no different. Now, being in Chile, I had to buy a helmet to start welding a few years back, and I only had a few options at the time, and the helmet was essentially the equivalent of like a $60 helmet from a more economic kind of parts store, right? Now, over the years, I've done some research on welding helmets and found a few things to be important to consider when buying welding helmets. One is that the cheaper helmets a lot of times don't have the same quality glass in them or eye protection, so you can burn your eyes a little bit easier with them. From what I've read, I mean, I have no studies to prove that. I can't do those kind of studies. But that's what I've read from a number of, not companies that make welding helmets, but from welding society sites or whatever they are, so organization sites. Another thing is that I found that the durability of them just isn't that good. It's everything from the hood material itself or the helmet material down to the ratcheting system on the back side that, it's on your head all the time, so you want something that's easy to use and that's comfortable to use. And then, of course, in this case of mine, I wanted a large viewfinder. Now, I will say first off that there are a number of large viewfinder welding helmets out on the market now. There are even some relatively inexpensive ones. I looked at some of the more popular ones. I looked at some from, of course, Lincoln, and then I looked at a Miller one, I looked at a Hobart one, and I looked at a Northern Tools, if I'm not mistaken, one. And the biggest factor with all of those is that I actually looked at the Northern Tool one in person so I could kind of get an idea of what that was like. Didn't seem like a bad helmet. I don't want to say that. It didn't seem like a bad hood at all. The viewfinder was smaller, and I could tell off the bat that it was smaller than the Viking. So I went ahead and for the little bit extra money, it wasn't too much more, I went ahead and got this helmet here. I think I paid $230 for this helmet. And on top of that, one of the things there's a bunch of stuff I like about this helmet so far, and that's without me even having used it. One of the things I really like is that this is super, super flexible. The actual helmet plastic is super flexible. I'm constantly hitting my head under a vehicle because I don't have a lift. I have to lay on my back with the vehicle on jack stands, and I do the welding under there like that. And the bigger viewfinder allows me to actually lay my head back and look over my nose and see what I'm welding easier in difficult areas under the vehicle. That's why I wanted a large viewfinder. And with this being soft, when I do hit it on the drive shaft or the differential or the tranny and key case and all that stuff, it won't break like some of the other hoods that I've seen or the other helmets that are rigid plastics. They crack, and then it makes them uncomfortable as well. Another cool thing about this is the ratcheting system. It's super comfortable. I can't tell you how comfortable it is. And the front protector for your forehead is also much more comfortable than some of the other ones that I've seen right here. And it, of course, unvelcros, and you can wash it, keep it clean and stuff, that kind of cool stuff. The other functions of it seem to be pretty basic to what modern, what's it called, auto darkening helmets are. It has a test button on it. It has shade sensitivity. It has delay time, and it also has the shade darkness. So those are all things to keep in mind. One thing I'm not so sure about, but it seems to be better, are the tightening system on the side, so that you can tighten how easily the helmet goes up and down, because the cheap ones, they never hold. It keeps falling down in your face while you're trying to line up parts and stuff, but this doesn't seem to do that. Once again, I haven't tried it in the real work atmosphere, so I can't talk too much on that, but I will try it out as soon as I get an opportunity to, and I'll let you guys know about that. Another thing I would like to mention is that this headgear has 3 adjustment places, at least. I don't know if the front one adjusts at all, but the top 2 adjust, and the back ratchets. And the back piece has a pivot. Sorry, I'm losing my mic. The back piece has a pivot, as you can see there, which is pretty cool too, because it does make it considerably more comfortable for your head. Everybody's head's slightly different, so everything sits a little bit different. And this also has a rubber pad in the back, right on that mechanical piece for the back of your head, which makes it considerably more comfortable too. Once again, I mentioned it in the first video, but I've been told that it also uses a round, like, battery style, watch style battery. And I've been told that they kind of run through those batteries a little bit. So it's good to have a stock of those on hand, so you guys can keep that in mind. So, well, I guess until I use it, that's all I've got for you. Now, once again, this wasn't the cheapest helmet. $230-something on Amazon, I think, is what I paid for it. I'll put the link up. But, remember, not cheap, value. That's what you should look for. And when it comes to my protection of my eyes and stuff, I'm looking for value, not cheap. So that's all I got for you today. Thanks for stopping by and checking out Beginner's Fab videos once again. Hope this was informative for you. Hope it's beneficial for you. Don't forget to please like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Also, please don't forget to check out offroadindependence.com. I've got a bunch of stuff going on over there. New podcasts coming out, new videos going up, and new articles going up on off-roading. So I hope you guys can check that out. And then if you like what I've got going on over at Off-Road Independence, you can also buy stickers, shirts, all that stuff through Zazzle. You can find the link on the site. And that benefits directly what I'm doing here with beginnersfab.com. It all works together. So once again, my name's Eric McGrew. Thanks for stopping by and seeing what's going on. Hope to see you in the next episode.